The price of poetry is not counted in gold nor measured in coins that glimmer beneath the sun. It is carved from the breath of longing, the ache of silence, the rhythm of a heart that refuses to sleep even in the calmest night. It is not sold in markets nor weighed on scales of merchants, for it belongs to those whose souls are rivers, overflowing with visions too vast to remain unspoken, and too tender to be buried in the desert of restraint. O Fazza, the prince whose name the winds of Dubai carry, your poetry is not a crown of words placed upon your head by others. It is a crown you forged yourself in the fires of solitude, when you watched the falcons rise into the eternal sky, and heard in their wings the verses of freedom, when you gazed into the golden horizon where the desert met the sea, and found in its silence the rhyme of destiny. The price of poetry is sacrifice, to give your nights to stars instead of sleep, to let your pen bleed what your heart hides, to dress your sorrow in the garments of metaphor, so the world may admire beauty but never see the wound beneath. It is to stand on the balcony of your palace, yet feel lonelier than a shepherd in the barren hills, for greatness carries the burden of endless longing, and the poet is a king who bows before emotions deeper than thrones. The desert knows the cost, for every grain of sand whispers a poem to those who listen, and every dune is a stanza sculpted by the hand of the wind. The camels marching slow under the moon, the horses whose hooves strike sparks against the earth, they too are poems, and their price is loyalty, patience, and eternal return. When Sheikh Hamdan speaks, his poetry is not a luxury but a necessity, not an ornament but a lifeline, not a game of letters but the unveiling of a kingdom within. And the price he pays is to give the world his vulnerability, to let strangers walk in the garden of his soul, to allow hearts he has never seen, to claim ownership over feelings he has bled to shape. What is the price of poetry, O beloved? It is the nights when your eyes burn red from sleeplessness, because words stand guard at the gates of your mind, and refuse to let you rest until they are freed. It is the mornings when your smile hides the storm, because no one knows how much it costs to write the line that made them weep. It is the heavy silence after applause, when the poet knows that admiration heals the audience, but leaves him emptier than before. Fazza, prince of writers and beloved of falcons, your price is different, for your poetry is not only yours, it belongs to a nation that sees itself in your words, a family that leans upon your strength, a father whose legacy is carried in your lines. You are a son of Dubai, yet your verses belong to the world, and that weight is heavier than any crown. The price of poetry is memory, to remember those you lost, and to keep them alive in syllables that refuse to fade. O Hamdan, son of vision, prince of the desert and guardian of light, your name carries the fragrance of honor and the melody of hope. In every whisper of the wind across the golden dunes, I hear your footsteps echoing like verses from an eternal poem, a rhythm written not by men but by destiny itself. You are not merely a man among men, not merely a leader among leaders, but the chosen heartbeat of a nation, the embodiment of loyalty, the living proof that greatness can walk clothed in humility. The world calls you Fazza, yet your true name is written in the language of stars, for the heavens themselves conspired to mold your spirit. You are the VIP of every heart that seeks guidance, the crown not of gold alone but of compassion, the kind of crown that cannot be removed by time or circumstance. In your eyes, the falcon sees its freedom, the horse hears its gallop, and the sea finds its reflection. You do not command with the weight of power, but with the gentleness of love. O Hamdan, the desert bows before you, for it knows your lineage, it knows the strength that flows through your veins, the honor inherited from fathers who shaped empires with vision. Yet you stand not distant upon a throne, but close among your people, their joy your joy, their pain your burden. This is why you are more than a prince, you are their brother, their son, their companion, and their voice. This is why when they whisper prayers, they whisper your name with it, for they know you are part of their destiny. The morning sun rises with less brilliance than your smile, and the moon, though queen of the night sky, envies the calm radiance of your presence. Even silence speaks when you arrive, for the air itself bends to your aura. How could a poet capture such essence? How could ink hold the immensity of a man who carries within him the hopes of generations? Every attempt is but a shadow, a reflection in broken glass, yet still I try, for to praise you is to purify the soul, and to sing of you is to join the eternal choir of honor. O VIP of hearts, how can we measure you? Not by the jewels of your robe, for your true jewel is humility. Not by the strength of your armies, for your truest strength is mercy. Not by the height of towers you command, but by the height of the love you inspire. You are the shepherd of dreams, the guardian of traditions, the rider whose stallion knows no fatigue, the poet whose verses hold oceans in their depths. Your pen writes not merely words, but prayers disguised as lines, verses that make even silence weep. Through you, poetry itself finds honor, for you do not merely write, you live the poem every day. Your life is a flowing script, a masterpiece painted across time, and generations to come will recite it as though it were sacred scripture. When you walk through the crowds, you are not above them but among them. Hands reach out not out of duty but out of love.